Good evening, folks. You too, Brahmin. Alright, let's get, man, what are we gonna do today? Let's see, we need serious defense. Let's see, everybody's got a job already, so we need more folks, I guess. I guess we have way too much food. 36 food is ridiculous. How many farms did I build? Oh, I guess I built all farms. What's going on? 6, 4, what about this thing? What is this monster building? 21. Here's our winner. All right. Oh, I guess we don't have marshal plots yet. That is right. We will get those. Well, we'll get the like makeshift ones soon, which is what we need. I guess that means we could do a red rocket city plan because we don't have one here, and that'll give us 2 of the 3 instead of. So we're not risking the full triangle. I'll try that. I haven't done a red rocket city plan in a while. Let's see. We need wood, screws, aluminum. Of course, aluminum pain in the butt to get. Screws also, I think. I think that's one of the ones you need a perk for that, right? So this is easier said than done. All right, so we'll do a... Where's this tag for search? Tag for search. There we go. We'll try it. Like, I mean, I'm playing in cheaty mode here, but we'll at least give ourselves a little mission to go collect some junk while we're out there. Go scope out. What kind of loot can we steal out of Alyssa's house before she shows up? Don't mind taking that. I'm basically playing Sim Settlements with all of the complexity options turned off. So I'm showing off what Sim Settlements 2 can play like for people who are a little more accustomed to the way SS1 played, which was pretty streamlined and focused on, you know, all you have to do is just spam plots down or build city plans and you're good. And so there is a way to play SS2 like that, and that's kind of what I'm showcasing today. So we are doing quests and stuff because they give us a nice thing to focus on and kind of lead us along to touching a bunch of settlements. And then anytime I pop into a settlement, I'll build up city plans as well, so that we're doing more than that. I have no idea how long I'm gonna let this playthrough go. I just want to get to a bunch of different content and show you guys how it plays in easy mode. So a mod that turns the top floors of Fallon's in Concord into a player home with the entrance on the roof. Would that mess with SS2 in any way? No, I think it would just, you know, you would just have some, unless they happen to use the same entry point for the door, you might not be able to get into that cell or our cell, one or the other. Whoa! I mean, it won't be super immersive because we have like multiple stories in there, and then having a separate location you can enter is a little awkward, but that is the price we pay for having a lot of mods. Let's just not trick. Let's just let that Mirelurk sleep. I see him. Okay, can we just shortcut this? Does that work? There it goes. Yeah, you can. There it is. Alright. There we go. Jury-rigged defense plot. Just what we needed. I think we're going to head back to our settlement and start building some of the new makeshift defenses here. Alright, let's build some... So it should be under industrial... There we go. Jury-rigged defense plot. This is one of those ones where I'm considering maybe adding a new category that just says defense plots, and it's just temporary because so many people, you know, don't pay attention to what Jake's actually saying. They just are like, they see the pop-up that says, "Hey, cool, I got a new defense plot," and they don't know where to find it. Because the only way you'll catch that it's under industrial is if you check or if you listen closely to what Jake said. Now, I think when we did the city builder playthrough, the first playthrough of SS2 I did, I think I talked about one of the strategies you can do to kind of control your resources early on is to not power up all of your plots, because that will prevent them from leveling up, and that will reduce the amount of needs that they have. When we're playing in automated, because we have all the needs effectively, the automatic, like the dynamic needs are turned off as part of it, we actually could just power up right away. So I think the only thing that's going to slow me down in powering... Why is this person following me? What's up?
Hi.
You've got to help. They kidnapped my friend.
Okay.
Tell me what happened. They said they'd be back for the ransom in a few days. If I don't pay up, they'll kill
Anyway,
me.
if I have enough
don't have
resources,
that
I
kind
can
of
power these all up, let them level up fast, and it's not a problem in automated. pay the ransom. No, you can't have my caps.
Don't worry. I'll get her back.
I mean, I guess we have no other missions to do. But first we gotta solve our defenses issue, because clearly people are just getting kidnapped left and right due to our terrible defenses. Since we have dynamic needs off, one of the reasons that we need so much defense is because we're producing so much food. So I think the formula when you have dynamic needs off is food plus half water. So I think that, so we should need, what is that going to be? 34 defense, and that should be enough. So I think this will take care of it when this person builds that. I might be off by a few points, but I'm happy to build one more turret. I hate turret spam. Perfect, 37 defense, so that should be full. Hooray! All right, now let's see what's our situation for power, because I'd really like to keep ahead of this. I think powering the martial plot seems to be like a pretty good idea. Oh, level up offer that. I'll take it. All right, you get a generator. Let's go give your buddy a generator. I'll make sure those level up early. How many of the resources that I was saving for a city planner's desk did I just use up? Actually, let's just see if we can build one here, because if we can build one, I can just pack it up. Yeah, I can. All right, let's just pack it, and we'll take it over to Red Rock. In fact, let's just build 2. This is a feature I never remember to use, and we're going to go ahead and use it right now. So if you build a city planner's desk, you can go in here. You can also build this by, you can actually sit down at a city planner's desk and craft a packed desk, but you can also just build them and go to tools and do pack up desk. And it will, as soon as you exit, it will put the desk in your inventory so you can go drop it at any settlement. So there we go. We'll do this one. Oops. Tools, pack up desk. So now we've got 2 desks ready to go to drop off at Red Rocket and whatever other settlement we want to build. Okay, so I gotta drop the desk out of my inventory then. So inventory, packed up desk. There we go. Let that thing do its thing. Select city plan. Yeah, we want ROTC. Yep, tear it all down. Up we go. Alright. We got a song that will not trigger a copyright infringement, or rather a claim by a random troll on the internet who claims to own the rights to the Fallout 4 theme. Starkiller Kate, potentially stupid question, but do cemeteries cover multiple settlements nearby like hospitals do? They do, yes. We took the ones, yeah, the only one that's not, or that is exclusively local is sanitation. All the new ones that were added for Chapter 2 are regional. Because we knew people were going to really struggle to get enough coverage. And the benefits, particularly the cemetery, the benefits are very niche. Like if you're not playing with a mod that allows for settler death, then the cemetery is almost useless. So yeah, definitely regional benefit. We should get a settler right away here, because this should have come with a what do you call it? Yeah, I can see some stuff building already. I say it should have come with a recruitment beacon. Hey, there's our new guy. So immediately get some people, because we have the option, the thing that requires a leader, we have that turned off, so we just get to build city plans for free, because we're playing full cheaty mode with SS2, or easy mode as we've labeled it here. So let's look at city details. Population is 1. Pop in here. I want to see if the max, if I'm correctly running the right ROTC build that has the max population set up. I'm guessing that the scripts are pretty backed up right now, so we're probably not going to get a HUD update immediately. So let's exit out and give it a second. What I want to see is, so in the last ROTC patch, I think it's actually been one of, I don't know if I've done any before. That might have been the first SS2 ROTC patch. Updated all the settler counts so that they're closer. I don't know that they're perfect. They should be a lot closer to what's actually supported in each level of the design. So we should see our city plans all, especially because we're on easy mode, we should see all of ours level. The minimum time frame on each of them is 10 days to level, go from 0 to 1, 20 days from level 1 to 2, and 30 days from level 2 to 3. So doing these early ones, you know, we should see a level up. We should see at least the first level up fairly quickly. Obviously, the level 3 takes a very long time, 60 days in game total to go from 0 to 3. Okay, yep, 1 out of 14. So I think that's actually seems high. That doesn't seem correct, but it could be. Some of the designs. So this is an interesting part of how Rise of the Commonwealth was designed. So So with Rise of the Commonwealth, and actually SS1 in general, you're going to find this is the case. I think I've mentioned it before. So for the city plan packs that we used to do, we're actually doing one giant one for SS2 that's going to have not only the Season 3 contest entries, but we're porting forward a number of the Season 1 and Season 2 entries as well. And one of the things that was different between SS1 and SS2 is in SS1, you pretty much had to have the same amount of plots. Like you couldn't take away plots. So a lot of times we ended up with designs where we just placed all the plots early on. And that was another feature of ROTC as well, as when we kind of designed the settlements and then came up with the leveling feature later. So it was like ROTC was being designed around this idea of, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we could just mass place down an entire settlement? And then I upped the ante and said like, oh, what if they could level up like a thing? And so most of the designs were already done at that point. I wouldn't say most of them. I would say probably 15 or 20 of them were done, where they had the final design already, and then we went back and did what we call regression. Whereas once we knew we were doing the leveling, then some of the city plans that came in later in development were designed around that idea. So you'll see those have a bigger gap of number of settlers, but I think Red Rocket was one of the early ones we did. And so a lot of those, since you couldn't just scrap plots between levels, I think this ended up with all the plots in right away, and then so they just level up along it, and it's just different design style, much different. So you'll see that a lot with ROTC is they tend to be very heavy in the number of settlers they can support at level 0 compared to most city plans that the people who enter the contest now will do. So that is a little more Let's have a rainbow star go over my head now. James Gilmore, dang, I built cemeteries just because I thought they loot enemy corpses from raids, or any chance they could do that so they're more useful when you don't have settler death? I actually don't know if they loot corpses for raids or not. I think that's one of those features that is on my to-do list for the 3.0 patch. So I think that is intended to happen, but I don't think it does right now. I could be wrong. Sometimes I've written so many literal hundreds of thousands of lines of code for SS2. I often forget some of the features. This is why we got to have it all documented on the wiki, because there's too much for me to remember. Oh, what's this? There's a settlement ahead.
Let's make a deal.
You're not in charge. None of you guys are in charge. Who's in charge around here?
Welcome to Grey Garden, darling. This is the Commonwealth's first and only hydroponics facility, run entirely by robots.
We're kind of just doing some quests and collecting some things we're going to need in preparation for Jake. I just hate sleeping. I think it's way more fun to just like get some of this little random stuff. And then like this is kind of how the experience was designed. Like part of the reason that we give a lot of space between some of the quests, particularly early on, is to give you time to go, do other stuff in the game and make sure you get time to do some dungeons and level up and build settlements if that's what you want to do. I'm not gonna tear down because I want to pick it. I want to make sure we get. Although I think I have it set up, I can't remember. This is one of those things where we were talking about earlier about like there's so many things in the mod that I lose track of what stuff is implemented versus what we've talked about implementing. And one of the goals was if you have a leveled city plan and you don't manually choose a city plan, it should always default to the leveled ones as its pool of random choice. And I think we have that set up, but I'm not sure. So just to be certain, we're gonna go manually choose it. And we don't get to listen to that song because that gets us copyright strike. So the reason that if you ever get irritated by you bail out a cinematic and it keeps popping you back in, it's an unfortunate like side effect of the way we hook into Workshop Framework's layout system to do city plans. Like the benefit is we get the speed and stability of the layouts, but we don't have. I did not design layouts just for city plans. Like I tried to make sure that layouts were a very functioning system on their own that don't require some settlements, and so there wasn't like an obvious easy hook to tie into for pushing into the cinematic mode. So instead it does it whenever a layout triggers, and the way city plans are done is they're actually like a series of, a city plan is actually a series of like 12 to 15 layouts depending on how many different items need to stay the same between each level of your city plan. All right, so here's our ROTC design. This was one of those ones where it definitely this design definitely suffers from the fact that we designed it with all plots have to be accessible from. So that's the other thing. Okay, so this is the other. We were talking earlier when I built Red Rocket about some of the differences between SS1 and SS2 and how that resulted in some weird things. So another part of the gameplay that was different in SS1 versus SS2 and why you get some weird things with the city plans is in SS1, the plots would be placed dynamically at any time. So it would be basically like instead of, in SS2, the plots just get placed immediately and they're just kind of placeholders waiting there for settlers. In SS1, instead, a settler would come along and request a plot from the settlement, and then it would pick one from the plan it hadn't placed yet and place it down for that settler. And so we had to make sure that at every level in our OTC that you could path to all the potential plots that would get picked. It wasn't until later in development we figured out, like, oh, well, we don't have to keep those, we don't have to have all those plots there already, like at level 1 in the plan. It was only until like about halfway through development that we figured that out. But this is one of the ones that suffers the most from it, because then we had to, this was so much work too. I actually did this myself because I felt bad about it because it was so much work. They have this like crazy awesome staircase in the level 3 city plan, and I was like, well, we gotta make multiple levels of that. So then I had to like rebuild the staircase multiple times and try and get it to line up perfectly and get the nav mesh working. I'm very unconfident about the nav mesh actually working, but yeah, our Grey Garden, I think I had to do a lot of, because I just felt bad about it, about how much work had to go in to make sure that this could be pathed at every level and that it still looked like things were upgrading considerably. I love this game. I love all the Bethesda games. All right, that feels pretty good. All right, guys, take care and enjoy the mods.